Chloe. That's his name. That's the father. And he came over after the potato famine, which is like 1849 or so. And
This is Mima's dad.
Mima's, no,
Mima's grandfather
Mima's grandfather.
from Northern Ireland.
He came over and there was wars going on and everything else, okay, fighting for the Irish, okay, the freedom of the Irish, okay. So what happened, he came over here and he had no job or anything, he was no skill, so he was a laborer. So he arrives after Ellis Island, and he goes to Fulton Fish Market downtown there, and he works like menial jobs, saves every penny, wasn't a drinker, saves every penny, and gets a horse and probably a nag. They probably had tons of horses years ago. A horse and a cart.
Yeah.
Buys the food down there. Buys all the food down
in Fulton. Okay.
And brings it up to the Wasps, who were doing very well up in Park Avenue, Madison Avenue, and everything else. Okay.
Yeah.
And there's shrimp there. On the counter now. So anyway, doesn't he have, he has two sons, I think, that I can find. And one was Uncle Joe, that they always talked about, because I saw pictures of the guy with the beard. I mean, they look like...
What year? We're still in the mid-1800s?
We're in the 1800s, okay? Back closer to the 1870s or whatever. Okay. And so anyway, he has his sons. Bring this stuff up. What do you have sons for? They're the workers.
They're doing work, yeah.
They're going to bring the stuff up, and they're going to load the truck, the cart, bring it up to Park Avenue and what have you, and he brings it up there and sells it up there and makes a profit, okay? And he has his sons working. One of his sons, which is my grandfather, John Slowey, he has to deliver it, and he delivers it to some swanky place up on Park Avenue or Madison Avenue.
Okay.
And he meets this lovely girl that just came from Northern Ireland, and she was only 13 or 14 years old. She came over with an old aunt. And because there was girls had nothing to do out there, because why support you, the girls, they can't work.
Yeah.
So anyway, he falls in love with her, and he marries her. And then the rest is he has 6 kids with her. But then in 1903, he figures he's had, I think, 2 kids by then, 2 girls by then. And Mamie, and I think my Aunt Catherine. And what does he do? But he then says, I'm going to work for, because that was at the time then, 1900, or Tammany Hall, and all of the pollution, or the political crap, okay? And so anyway, he says, I think I'm going to be a fireman, and I'll take the test. So he took the test, and he became a fireman in 1903.
Wow.
And so therefore, because he became a fireman in 1903, he didn't have to deliver the stuff anymore, okay? But in the meantime, the father, Uncle Joe, and whoever else lived in this cold water flat down in Chelsea, which is very famous now, but it was just a cold water
crappy back then, yeah.
Crappy back then, okay? They all lived in one place, and here is John and his wife Mary with 2 kids. So then that's when he said, as he did better with the money from
being a fireman,
department, he says, I'm going to buy a house out in the country, which is Brooklyn. And it was the country.
Oh, wow.
So he buys a house in the country, and it was just like where DJ is living now, real country.
Yeah.
So they cleared the land, and they made tennis courts, they did everything, because there was nothing there. It was just country.
Right.
And a few houses and everything else now. And so then, and he had a room upstairs, he buys his house, the builder went default, but the builder built this string of houses on this block, 7th Street, and when he built all these houses on 7th Street, this is the house that he was going to live in. So he put, instead of regular pine or whatever, he put rosewood for the wood, all the wood in the house. I mean, the wood.
Is me mom born yet? Is your mom born yet?
She was born in 1902.
Okay, so it's right around this
She's
time.
right there, yeah. Well, it was a year after he joined the fire department. But in the meantime, so they're living,
They're living pretty good in the
they're
country.
in the country, okay, and he's got about 4 girls by then. 4 girls, right? And so they're living in the country, and while they're living in the country, then all of a sudden, and I think they paid $3,000 for the house.
Okay.
All right. The house, then the railroad came. The New York City railroad came, and they said, we want to go all the way from 42nd Street all the way up to Coney Island. So we're going to make a subway. And if we go through your backyard, which it was the backyard, if we go through your backyard and we put our subway system through there, we're just making a whole channel going up there, we'll give you $3,000. So that meant he was able to pay off his house. He took sure, go ahead. So he took the $3,000 and paid off his house.
Now he's got no mortgage.
No mortgage, nothing. Okay, do you see?
Yeah.
And so then he had a room upstairs. They called it the sitting room, but it was a living room upstairs because there was her bedroom, there was their bedroom, and then next to that was the sitting room. Okay, and they had what you have now, instead of a fireplace, it was a gas fireplace.
Oh wow.
You had a regular thing, you had a mantle and everything else in the gas fireplace, and then you lit it and it warmed the room, okay? Remember, this was an old wood house. So, all wood, okay? Probably not good on insulation.
Right.
Because with steam heat, the big radiators,
Sure.
you have to wait for the heat to come
So
up.
they even have insulation back then, you know?